We're going live right now.
Okay.
So hold. And we are live. Welcome to Wake Up with Toastmasters. And I am Jennifer Smith, and I have Anita de la Croce today. Like the way I say that today. And it's been a minute since I have been on, so I am back and well. So yay. And I've seen Jean and Anita online holding down the fort on Wednesdays. So thank you for subbing for us. And now you're subbing for Jean Dunford today. So welcome. As you can tell, we have no guests, so we're not interviewing anybody. We were just going back and forth before we came online talking about what we were going to talk about this morning. So I was thinking of talking about takeaways of TLI of our Toastmasters Training Leadership Institute. Is that how we say it? And so because we're in this season and a lot of people are like, oh my goodness, I'm going to training, and maybe dreading it because it's a necessary thing to do, or maybe they're looking forward to it. And I always look forward to TLI because you always learn something new. I actually have notes I went to District 1's TLI, right? Look at me going to another district's TLI, and I actually have notes from it, right? Because I just wanted to know what other districts were doing in their districts, in their clubs. So I figure I would just pop into that. Probably didn't help that I was laying up in bed going, oh, what am I doing today besides laying in bed? So
well, if you're not feeling good and you have to attend the meeting, Zoom is a fantastic tool.
Yeah. I did. I just turned it on and I just said, I am not showing my face today, but I'm listening. So, which I did. And it was really, really, really good information for the clubs. And I am sure that our TLI on the 24th is going to be just as informative. And again, it's a leadership, what we call our Toastmasters Leadership Institute. And what that is what we do is we take training for our officers, because we have club officers, and we also give bonus training on either communication, leadership, or something techie. And Nina and I actually are going to do the delegation one again that we did a couple of weeks ago or a couple of months ago in our education enrichment night, which is another training opportunity or education opportunity for people just to learn things that you normally would not learn in your clubs, in your work, and in life, right? I would say that.
Absolutely. We have to keep on top of things. And sometimes, and it's really strange the way it happens. Training is like the weather. It'll change. You'll see something a little different. And there's a chill in the air. Oh, wait, the temperature's going up. Oh, it's going down. Oh, we better wear a jacket today. There's always something to learn, even with thinking about the weather. And our minds need that extra little push, you might say. And there's always something with training. I find I like TLIs because you not only have the trainer training us, but we've got a chance to chat with each other, ask questions, see how one person is doing something. Maybe someone's done something phenomenally well that they can share. And there's someone that presents a question that, maybe one or two people can answer and help grow their knowledge in a particular area. So it's a sharing process.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's great. It was very interesting. District 1 had 300 people on their call on Saturday.
Great. It's wonderful.
Yeah, and you couldn't even keep up with the chat, in the chat box, because it was just moving right along. Yeah. And so there's a lot of good information that was going through the classes. Which one did I go to? I went to the membership one, of course, because I am VPM of 2 clubs. I designed that on purpose so that I wouldn't have 2 different jobs to do. It was just easy, right?
I've done that as well. VPM or VPE and president, they work all well together. That was bad grammar. They work in concert with each other. Of course, all the officers do. But I've been to District 1, and that's in California. They have phenomenal seminars, TLIs.
Yeah.
And I've popped in on them a couple of times. I didn't do it this year. And I think they still have some ongoing classes or makeup classes or such.
Janelle, I don't know if she and I were PRM together, but she would always come to our peer meetings. And she is very dynamic and very energetic. And she did a really, really good job at the seminars and pulling the speakers together. So, which was good for you, Janelle.
Good for Janelle. Yeah, absolutely. You need those leaders.
I even called my sister and I was like, oh my goodness, I just went to D1's TLI and it was amazing. And I think it was maybe because of the energy, I'm not saying that ours wasn't, but it was just a different atmosphere because of, it was different people. It was
a lot of people.
Yeah. And it was great. So it was just great to learn something new. And I think it had that same energy as when I first went to the TLI, when I was first a Toastmaster, where I was like, oh my gosh, look at all these people,
Right. And I think a lot of that was through the benefit of Zoom, because of Zoom. And not everybody, and California is much larger in area than we are. So to drive across town for an all-day seminar sometimes is difficult, especially right now because of the new strain that's up and running through.
Yes.
Getting through our systems.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and our TLI was in person, so we didn't have a great many people there.
Yeah.
As I understood, there were a lot of new people there. So a lot of the newer members, which was great.
Yeah.
A lot of newer members attended.
Yeah.
But the older ones didn't, and they'll probably go to the TLI on the 24th, which will be Zoom. So.
Yes. So for those of you who are members, it is, we did send you an email with the link, and it is posted on Facebook. That's next week. So I will send something out tonight as a reminder. And then it'll keep going out, just as a reminder. So I will make sure that'll go out in constant contact again, and also on Facebook. So, but as we were talking about takeaways, of TLIs, my very first TLI, I think I mentioned this before, where there was like tons of people, and I came back and I gave actually a educational moment or the minute master, and George, I remember George Len.
Somebody is crunching on something sounded good.
I'm like, what the heck? He's in his spinach. He's making a sandwich. I'm just like, what is going on over there? But that's our mic too, right? How sensitive it is that it can hear all of that. Mm-hmm. But George Len mentioned in our business meeting, he goes, oh, did anybody go to TLI? And then he starts talking about it. I'm like, wait, that's my educational moment,
Don't talk about it.
Yeah, don't talk about it. So it was really funny. He's like, all right. And then I stood up and I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. And what I learned and it was just, I think it was nice to know as a new member that, because I didn't go for an officer's training. We have to
Right.
remember, I did not go for an officer's training at that time. I went just because it was a training session for Toastmasters and I wanted to learn a little bit more about it. And so that's why I went. Whoops. And so I just wanted to make sure if there's anybody that's on. And so it was nice because there was tons of Toastmasters, number one, and then things that you don't normally get in a club, where we had a new member orientation in what Toastmasters was about and what the promise was and what our mission was. And I was like, what is all of this?
Yeah, new stuff.
Yeah.
Especially for new members. And
Yeah,
the thing, and the most, I think, exciting and accommodating thing that we do in the TLIs is you don't have to, as you said, be an officer to attend. You can be a brand new member, but if you want to find out what the president does, if you want to find out what the VPE is all about, and you go to one of the classes, you get a look at what's going on behind the scenes, how we put our organization together, where the leaders come from, what they have to go through to get it, get the club working and get the different roles together for the office. So it's just really informative all the way around.
Yeah. And it is, then you have the special sessions, of training. So like I said, communication, leadership, and a tech, usually something technical. And that was for, I think, when I went on my first one was Darren LaCroix was talking about the communication and how to be a world-class communicator. I'm having deja vu that I think we've talked about this before with Jean Dunford, but it's fun to talk. But so that was one thing that was getting me all excited about, because of the fact that Darren LaCroix was talking about being a world champion of public speaking. And I was like, oh my goodness, I could do this. And it was great because he was talking about his storytelling and how to leave the audience, imagining and visioning. And I was really super duper excited about it when I came back. So.
I always refer to Toastmasters as being a community, because we are a community. Mm-hmm. We're a community melding minds and ideas and this sort of thing. And it takes me right back to the old idea of being tribal.
Yeah.
And sitting around a campfire with the elders talking and the young ones just with their eyes wide going, oh, wow. And then asking questions and sharing of information. I can equate it to that really, really easily. And it's a community. We are tribal. We have our own group.
Yes.
And we welcome everybody. We welcome everybody into our group. You want to meet some fun people? Come on, try some of this. You want to learn something? Come on, try some of this.
Oh yeah.
You want to be a leader? Oh wait, we've got a job for you to do. And if you're willing to take on that job, we're willing to help you.
Yeah.
I mean, how much better can that be? Take on the role. If you have a problem, you're going to step over a rock. Wait a minute, I'll help you get over that rock.
Yep, absolutely.
So we're all about helping each other, mentoring each other, supporting each other, and laughing when we fall down, because we know we all fell down.
Yeah.
And we can get up and do it again. So it's fun. It makes it fun. It makes learning fun. It makes the whole experience very worthwhile.
Yeah,
that's how I look at it.
Now, we are doing a leadership panel. So we're part of on the 24th, you and I, and you said Maggie,
and we've got another person that's supposed to be joining us who was with us last time, but she has made a major move across country. Mm-hmm. She's still in boxes, so I'm not sure she's going to be there or not, but we'll have a complete meeting. We will go over the things that we went over before and possibly pull up some new information that we didn't do that night.
Yeah, that was a great panel. So I love working with you, And I think you're one that actually pulls things out of people and make them stretch and
Thank you. That's a hard
well,
thing to do.
it is hard. It is hard, but
Well,
you
it's a
created
matter of
this.
trusting. It's a matter of trusting people and acknowledging what they've got. You
Yeah.
know, it's like, I see you. I know where I know you because I know me. And because I know me, I know you.
Yeah.
It's again, it's that community effort.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Just helping people pull up. We're more reaching our hands down and saying, let me pull you up, and for those of you who are out there and are just reason by going, oh, what is this about? We are more than just public speaking. And I think that's one of the biggest misconception of a lot of people saying, oh my goodness, I don't need public speaking. I do a really good job at it myself, or I'm not afraid of public speaking, and I was never afraid of public speaking. I could talk. I could always talk, and I'm not afraid of people. I was not afraid of people, but I joined Toastmasters to be a better public speaker, a better communicator. My son's probably shaking his head like, Mom, you're not a communicator. But maybe I'm not a communicator to 20-year-olds. So
Well, at least one, maybe two of our Toastmasters, I've heard them give their family talk.
Mhm.
And they say they couldn't have raised their kids without knowing how to be an evaluator.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the things we as Toastmasters do with our speakers. We give them an evaluation. He said, I really learned a lot about that. And that's the way I help my kids learn how to go through life. Because, okay, you've done this really good. You did this really well. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you. And, but there's something else you could do. You can maybe do this.
Yeah. Put that sandwich method in.
Yeah, the sandwich method, and give them something to grow on. We have to give each other something to grow on. So when we get an evaluation, that's another training thing. And when we give an evaluation, we're actually mentoring, because we're giving it's not really mentoring, but we're giving our opinion on the presentation of a speaker.
Yeah, the eyes.
Yeah, we're the eyes and ears of what they can't hear and see at the time. We are terrible human beings. We tend to be our worst enemy. And our egos are just devastating. Our ego will tell us, boy, you did a really great job, when you could have used a lot of help. Yeah. Or it'll turn around and say, you were rotten. I mean, you just did an awful job, when in fact, you did a good job. Yeah. So we fail. Our egos lie to us. We don't see what we can do objectively. Yeah. But the evaluator can give us a hint, at least as to what they saw in our presentation. And that's so valuable in growth. Yeah. And we have to, and as long as we take that and tweak it and use it, and not, like you said, let your ego get in the way. Oh, they don't know what they're talking about. And whenever for an evaluation, I sit there and I'm like, tell me, what can I do better? Because I know what I can do good. I know what I'm good at. I know what I'm pretty sure that I'm good at. But to know what I'm bad at, maybe it's something that I thought I was good at, but I won't let it deflate me, saying that, they didn't like it. It's not that they didn't like something. It's something that will make me better. And that's what I wanted, was a better way of doing things. Right. So it's their opinion. Their opinion. We can disagree with their opinion as an evaluator. The thing I really like, I love getting an evaluation from somebody that really hones in on what I can do better. But I really like the round robin evaluations, where you get piece of everyone's opinion or several people's opinion about your presentation.
Yeah, I did
So you
that.
get a different viewpoint of what they're thinking about and how you presented.
Yeah, I did that the other day. I gave a speech on public relations strategies
Mhm.
because we were talking about the talk up with Toastmasters, and so I gave my presentation and they really liked it. And I was feeling like crap, and I'm like, I know this is gonna bomb because I don't have my energy. But I got where they were saying, Jennifer, you spoke with clarity, you slowed down, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is I don't feel good and I'm giving this presentation.
You see?
And that's one of the things too, like the show must go on, right? The show must go on, and no matter how you feel, that you accepted this to do this and you had to do it, and it was probably one of my best evaluations.
Mhm.
And there was some key points too of what I could have done better, but for the most part I actually was looking for the bad stuff, going, oh, I know I bombed the speech.
Yeah. See, there's where your ego, is not looking objectively at what you did.
Yeah.
And the evaluators look objectively at what you did.
Yep.
And they can report back to us.
Yep. So it is about 6:30 now. We are usually on at 6, but we started a little late, computer issues, and it is time to go and get ready for work. Anita, thank you so much for jumping on and having a little conversation. I like it when we're on, it's more like a coffee talk, right? Because of the fact that we just talk about Toastmasters and everything that we love about it, and probably things that are coming up, that we have a discussion about. So we do have our TLI, like we've mentioned, that's coming up, our online TLI. It's not a makeup. It will be our last district one. So we do encourage all of our members of our district who have not gone to their officers training to attend, but also those members as well to attend for our bonus sessions as well. So
yeah, and the training is free.
And it's free. So come on a Monday evening when you're like having the Monday blahs and learn something new. So for those of you who are just wondering what we're about, feel free to reach out to myself, Anita, put your comments in if you want to have a little bit more discussions about what is Toastmasters. If you're just coming by this video going, what is this? And we will be glad to talk to you. We have our club growth director, Ken Richardson, who will be on tomorrow with Phyllis. I don't know what they're talking about, but they will be on tomorrow morning. And then Jean and Jean, the pair of Jeans, as Anita will say, will be on Friday. And I don't know what they're talking about as well. But always catch me on Wednesdays as long as I'm feeling well. Do you have anything else to say?
No, it's always a pleasure to talk. Well, yes, there's always a pleasure to talk to you and share ideas with you because you are very astute about a lot of different things. Yes, man, astute. That's the other thing we do is we improve our vocabulary.
On our vocabulary, that's right.
But yes, you're a joy to be with. Thank you so much for inviting me today.
Thank you. All right. On that note, you guys have a great day. Make sure you comment, like, and share, and we will talk to you next week. So have a great day, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, welcome.